Back to the commentary. The point of this stream is to talk about, can women change? Are women capable of changing? Are they capable of becoming new? Changing their past and the decisions that they've made. Now, I told y'all that throughout my time making video content, I've come across a plethora of women who have come to me and told me that they either were different than all these other women or that they've changed who they are, you know? There was a particular woman who came to me. This was probably 2015, probably late 2015. Out of the blue. Now, this is a married woman. This was actually a black woman who was married to a white man. But she has sort of had this awakening where she wanted to sort of separate herself from her husband, right? And she told me that she tried as much as she could to turn him into a black man, even though he was not a black man. She had a couple biracial children by this guy. Now, they had a bit of a dysfunctional marriage. Not gonna get too much into it. But she had a very bad childhood. I will say this. She had a very bad childhood. And just grew up with the resentment towards black people, but sort of grew out of it, you know? And, well, we had a conversation one day that was like we talked in messages for a little bit, and we had like a Facebook, it was a Facebook call. That was just one conversation. Because she really wanted me to like speak to her and sort of like counsel her or whatever. It was just a conversation. She wanted to know my take on it. I told y'all, you know, I got very, I guess I have a way with words. I don't know. Well, I talked to her at that time, but we sort of stopped talking to each other. I think subsequently she would send me messages, links, you know, want little conversations here and there. At the time, I really wasn't interested. Like I'll tell you, when I first started on YouTube and on Facebook, I did not want to talk to anybody. I did not want to have no conversation. So it was like, okay, whatever. Well, about a year or so later, she started sending me links through Facebook to this guy's page. I guess he's a motivational speaker. I'm like, why is she sending me this guy's links? Well, I clicked on her page and I noticed that, well, what I didn't tell y'all is that she wanted to end her marriage with the guy, right? The white man. They broke up for a little while, but then they got back together and everything was happy. You know, she's in love with him again. You know, she doesn't want to be with any other man besides him. All right. But then again, a year later, she started sending me these links and I went to her page. I noticed that she went back to her maiden name and she took down the pictures of her and this guy. And I'm saying to myself, I thought you were happy. You gotten back together with this guy. You know, you felt like you worked out your issues, but she must have left the guy for real. Now, again, family, I'm not saying that anything that I directly said influenced it, but I think that speaking to me and after being back with the guy again, I think she gained the confidence to really try to change her situation for the better. And that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, you know? And she was able to do that. You know? She wanted to break up with him, did break up with him, went back with him, and then ultimately ended up just separating from him. Now, I don't know if she got with somebody during that time and that's why she went back, because what I notice in a lot of these situations is that you will have females who will break up with a guy. And then what they will do is they'll cheat on him and then get back with him like nothing happened. you know, and I've noticed that as well. I've noticed that, you know, it'll be situations where, you know, they done messed up, but they'll try to put it off on their husband or whatever, as he's the one who's messing up the relationship. He's the one who's cheating, but meanwhile, she's doing the same thing. So that's basically what I have noticed in these particular dysfunctional relationships. And the premise of this stream is to talk about how, you know, can women change? Can they change who they are? That is the premise of this particular stream. Now, I know that there's a stereotype that men cheat way more than women, right? Now, men do cheat. I'm not saying they don't. But women like to get out there and get dirty too. You know? To make themselves feel better, they'll go out there and cheat. But the thing is that when it comes to the reformation of a female's mentality, you have to look at the fact that her upbringing, the relationship she forms, whether she has children, can go into it. You know, I know of females who got with a guy early in their life and had a couple kids with the guy and then end up breaking up with him, and they grew in that relationship. They were dysfunctional. They didn't really have a strong family structure. They got with this guy and built something new, you know? They built something new, and she grew, but the guy didn't, and she ended up leaving him. Now she's a single mother. But you can tell that she has progressed and she has learned and she has gotten better. She has a different mentality, but now she has children. She has children now. So the whole dynamic is different. How men view her is going to be different. You know? Now you have the woman who doesn't have children, who has casually dated a lot, never been married, is single more than she's in relationships. But she too sort of changes her mindset because she doesn't want to be single anymore. She doesn't want to be just somebody's girlfriend for a little while, or somebody's screw buddy. She wants something different, so she sort of has to change her mentality when she realizes that the real alpha males are men who are red pill, not these dudes who are out here reading books and looking at lectures on how to get a woman. Once they realize that, then you're going to see those women approach more. As I told y'all, what you're going to see in 2018. You're going to see more women approaching men, trying to understand why we're not checking for them as far as relationships or marriage. Maybe sex wise, absolutely. Because if you're a heterosexual male, that's what you want to do. Okay. Okay. So they want to sort of get around that by figuring out how we're thinking and what our mindset is. You know what I'm saying? So how they do that is by trying to figure out what our ideology is to the core. The available men, because women used to look down upon men who were single. Not anymore. They're not looking down upon men who are single now. They want the men who are single. Okay. They don't want to deal with a man with a bunch of baby mamas no more like that. It was all fun and games dealing with drama You know what I'm saying? Until you gotten older and those same dudes ain't really checking for you no more. And you get to a point where you're tired of fussing and fighting with other women over a dude. So it's all about really trying to learn a new way of thinking. Now, let's say these women are able to understand us, able to approach us differently. You know what I'm saying? Do these particular women stay changed forever, or do they go back to the ways they used to be? That's what you have to sort of figure out if you're a guy who's looking for that special someone. You're going to have to figure out whether she's going to be that person for the long haul, or she's just temporarily trying to find something. You know? Because you do have those people out there who just temporarily trying to find something. But I think women got to be honest with themselves. A lot of them don't want relationships. They really don't. They don't want relationships. You know? Especially not long-term relationships. You definitely don't want long-term relationships. I just really want a lot of you dudes to understand that life is full of choices, but you have to make sure you make the right one. You know? And always be honest with a woman. Don't believe this. You have to lie to them bullshit. I mean, you can if that's all. If you want to do, that's your choice. But you know, honesty nowadays actually works because you have women who understand us, especially if you're a red pill man. They understand that. Listen, he don't want no marriage or relationship. I have to approach him differently. What do he want? You know, you know, what do he want? But I will say this. There are women who will try to goat you into relationships. They'll try to use sex as a way to draw you in. You know? And sometimes they're able to be successful in doing that. But once they pull that card, you got to tell them, listen, I'm not looking for that. Are we gonna kick it or what? I agree, Jay. That's why I'm not Lies from Troy. Yeah, man. Like, if a female's trying to get down with me, I'm like, send them nudes, and we gonna see what happened after that. Send them nudes, man. Then we can see what's happening, you know? But I think a lot of women, y'all got to take it slow, man. If you want a guy who is different from the men that you're used to dealing with, you can't approach him with this relationship shit. You got to come from a completely different angle. Because an intelligent guy who, again, is, you know, he's more red pill, he ain't falling for that. Or he shouldn't. You getting blocked over here. Who's getting blocked? Three Little Birds. A relationship requiring work, which most of them are allergic to. Unfortunately, that's the case. You know, you have to be able to put that work in. You got to understand the person that you're with. And you got to have a plan, man. You can't just go into something like, okay, we'll figure something out. You know what I'm saying? You know, be honest, man. Lying used to work when people weren't sharing memes on social media like that. Okay? I mean, you can front, you can put up, but I will say this though, lies work extremely easy when you're flashy, when you wear jewelry or you have a nice car, you know, you dress nice, you present yourself in a certain way. Your lies are a lot more potent. Okay, shout out to Renette Turner. She says, late fee J. Anyone sending me unwanted news? Well, Three Little Birds, that's what you should do, because that's what you would call harassment if they're sending you unwanted nudes. But shout out to Ronette. Shout out to Scream. But yeah, Ronette giving that late fee. Yeah, man, just let's be honest. Like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with any female I meet. Like, I'm not looking for no relationship. If you just want to kick it, we can kick it. But relationships, I think not, because I don't have the time to really focus in on that. And relationships takes focus. It takes energy. It takes planning, and I ain't got time for that right now. Being honest. Shot to Scream again. Scream, are you paying somebody a late fee? You know? I think we've lost the art of honesty. But the best way to really build now is to be honest with each other, because lies is going to tear you apart even faster. What is your intentions? You know what I'm saying? You got intentions to just kick it. If you got intentions for a relationship, you better hope that other person feels the same way, or that situation just ain't gonna work.